Being on B10, B24. Oh yeah.
Yo, welcome back to Tracksuit Pundits. It's episode 10, but first and foremost, shout out to Kit Plug, our sponsors. Get at them on Instagram. Number one sources for your t-shirts. Football t-shirts anyway, you get me? And I'm not going to lie to you, it's a tough one for me today, but I just want to welcome back the special guests into the building today. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
Terry, my guy, Spurs, Coys, you know how it is.
The only Spurs fan in Birmingham City. You get me? It's a tough one today. Obviously, you know what it is. Arsenal fan, Spurs fan. We got to chat about what went down today. It's not really... It's tough for me, obviously, to speak on it. You get me? But...
Holyfield Holyfield Tyson. That's what it is.
It's tough, man. It's. I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to be here right now, but I gotta be here right now. But yeah, man, it's take it away, man. Obviously, it's a good day for you, really. And all 3 points. You get me?
Just Jose, isn't it? Just Jose. Another win. I can't argue. A London derby beating Arsenal in any circumstances, you know, is a good result. So I take it, but I feel the game went. It was like Man City was a huff and puff, but they never really looked like
really was gonna blow the house down.
Yeah, they never did. And like I said in the league, like I said last week, when you have Son and Kane, for me, the two best attackers in the league right now. Yeah. If you throw Mane in there, but the two best out, if you pick 3 attackers, you're having Kane and Son in the league right now. It's a problem.
Could have the argument for Salah, obviously.
Obviously, but I believe right now. You're having them two over. Yeah, you're having them two over anybody. Them two are the first on the team.
Kane and Son are on different smoke right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to compliment them too much, but you can't deny what you're seeing. And obviously, Kane and Son and Kane, Sonaldo. Sonaldo, that goal. Tell me about that goal, bro.
See what it is now. I'm a defender. So what Holding's done? It's gone out to Sonia.
Suicide.
Kane, in a way, this is what I mean. He's dropped up his foot, right? He's 35 yards out here, yeah? I'm not going to dive in. You don't want to slot it down the side to Reguilon, who's doing the overlap. And you don't really want him to go back inside to Kane in there. So he's like, I'm just going to hold up and see what Son does. Mohamed just opened his body and put it top corner.
Too much space. Way too much space.
Yes, but in that scenario, because it was on the counter, what you're going to tell him is don't dive in. Like, don't dive in.
I would have just took that. I swear to God, I would have just took a foul.
But what happens is, because Son's travelling at speed and we know my man's rapid. So what happens, if you look at Holding, if he steps up, Son can just go on the outside. He's just going to go on the outside. So Rob Holding just steadying. He comes inside. As he takes a touch inside, Rob Holding's ready to step up. Puts it top corner. And this is what I said about Arsenal fans. Before all of that, there was nothing in the game. It was like Company against Leicester. I remember when Company scored that screamer and won in the league. There's not much you can do about that. People are going to talk about, Robbo. You pull it top corner and it's Son. There's not much you're going to do about that. Harry Kane, when he touched the balls, he was in the opposite side of the centre circle. It's gone round. Look, Son's travelled so far.
You see, for me, it's like, all right, Son's strike was beautiful. Son's strike was raw, beautiful. Like, as a football fan, you just got to be like, you know what? It is what it is. But it's the build up to Son's goal that's the problem. Why are we dropping off so much? Why are we not trying to press? Why are we not trying to be aggressive? It's like it's mad, obviously, because obviously I watched us against Rapid Vienna and we looked like a completely different team. I know the opposition was obviously completely different, less of a quality of a team, but we looked like we wanted to play.
Fear today?
I don't even know. Like, nah, because I feel like
I think that's the difference, big man.
I feel like we played into Jose's hands. That's what we did. That's what we did. Jose basically said, do your passing side to side, back to back. You're not gonna get a chance. And when I look at the possession stats, like you would look at, like if you looked at it like at the end of the game, you think, was it a smash and grab for Tottenham? But Tottenham were never not in control of that game.
I'm glad you said it, because
Tottenham were never not in control of that game because we couldn't do anything. Our number one striker, 30 goal a season striker, obviously I go on about this all the time. You know, he's non-existent right now. We're in December, you know. But my brother, it's Christmas season, you know. Aubameyang's got 1 goal.
He scored 78 goals for Arsenal.
I don't even know anymore at this point.
He scored 70 goals for Arsenal. Man. And do you know when he scored with his head? 3. And it was crossing the ball in.
And this is my point.
Like, I'm saying that's not...
If you wanted to play this football, you shouldn't have sold Olivier Giroud.
You wasn't in pockets and stuff, you know what I mean? You never picked up pockets. You never got in behind. You never stretched. The only time they stretched him, Alderweireld, was once Lacazette gets the ball, turns, bangs it straight into... Aubameyang one-on-one and great defending, but that happened once for Uber.
And you know what? I'm gonna say one thing right now, straight up. Lacazette, for me, he done way better than Aubameyang and Willian and all these, man. But he gets the most stick out of everyone.
I feel, and this is where I'm criticising the manager now, like out of his depth. And I said, I'm not going to disrespect him, call him my clipboard manager, but he was for Pep. He's been down at Pep. Pep's a guy who's going to do it. All you do at Pep is learn if that's your style of football. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't. You have a number two. But in that situation, when I look at Uber is a goal scoring machine. Now let's clear it. This is a great point. They gave Jose Mourinho this stick saying, "Can Harry Kane score goals under Jose?
No.
Can Heung-min Son?"
You're now embarrassed.
We're not even going to go on to can he score goals under Jose, because Jose's took him to a whole nother. This is Drogba. This is a whole new category of Harry Kane now.
Yeah, this is like a different level. I've never seen
playable level.
I've never
so
seen Kane
that's
like
what
this.
Jose's done. Flair, possession, Pep Guardiola's protege. What attacking football? What's he done for Uber? Yeah, he scored goals last season, but Uber struggled under him. You know what, bro? I think watching Uber, it looks like a different kind of guy on the
I'm glad you brought that point up, because
he's told to go out wide.
I said this last time. I said last season Aubameyang scored 22 goals, yeah, and I said the system never actually benefited Aubameyang, because if you look at the chances that the big chances that he missed compared to all the other attackers in the league, the Vardys, the Salahs, Salah missed loads, Mane missed loads.
Harry Kane does think has the most shots, doesn't he? Harry Kane.
Loads of these top scorers are missing loads of big chances. But Aubameyang missed the second least most chances, which proves to me that this system don't benefit our attackers. It doesn't benefit our attacker. He was just sick last season. He was making something out of nothing last season. But we can't be naive and think, the system benefited him, which goes on to obviously, Arteta, for me, you lot are lucky, and you man got Jose, bro. You man got someone who's got pedigree, experience. You get my man's won the league. He's managed one of the best strikers the Premier League's ever seen. He's making you can see clearly what he's doing with Son and Kane. You get me?
It's like Lampard and Drogba. But I just said it with Jose.
He's like Drogba and Lampard.
I said this when he's at Man United. Man United just shit on this guy. Like they was talking about David Moyes. That's how the Man U fans put Jose in that bracket. When they sacked him and we got him in, I was doing cartwheels, because I know what you get with Jose Mourinho, and people take it for granted, is exactly what you're going to get out of your team week in, week out. You get it with Big Sam. Don't compare Big Sam to Jose in no bracket of the sort, you know what I mean? Because you come to the Premier League and buoyed it up.
But we was talking about this before. You know what you're getting Mourinho, you're getting consistency. Even if you're getting that arrogance, you're getting the consistency in what he does. He's not going to try and people please. He's not going to do one thing one week and something the next. It's always going to be Jose's way. Yeah. And it's like it or leave it, but you've got a consistent formula behind it. So you either stand by it and it works, and to me it looks like it does. There's arguments about how long it will work for, and when things start going wrong and stuff like that. But it's consistency is a quality that you gotta, like you say, you can't weed. I think I would have been
the way
if
Tottenham players, my team. The way they were defending, they were defending Jose's honour on the pitch, and like I was like, what? Like, this is like.
Now a lot of people, obviously Spurs is my team, so a lot of people over the years probably slept on, don't really know much about it, but we've always been an attacking side. We've always scored goals.
Yeah.
When Jose Mourinho's coming, we are second top goal scorers in the league. We're one goal behind Chelsea. We've outscored Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. We've outscored all these teams. Yeah. That's not the difference here. We're still bagging goals. People don't like the way it looks. I don't understand how the goal looks. I'm just saying a goal's a goal. We're the second top goal scorers in the league. You understand? Mm-hmm. We've conceded 9 goals though. We're the least conceders. That's the difference with Jose. We still bag goals. Like, we're still scoring goals. People just don't like the way he scores his goals, or he don't like the fact that we've gone 2-0 up and he's saying, you know
that's
what?
His philosophy. You're getting that with Jose.
And it's crazy. I don't get it as a football fan. I don't get it.
That's his philosophy.
It's not defensive football, it's competitive football. Unless you're then getting the ball and when you're in possession, passing it sideways and backwards and into the corners. It's not defensive, it's competitive. Not trying to concede, it's playing competitive. You're trying to win.
They're defending. Games, don't concede. Like, Jose's defending, but they're not like defending and hoofing the ball up and sitting back. Nah, like they get the ball and they play out. They beat the press, now they're on the counter. And they're not playing. People they're not playing Stoke City football.
Not Newcastle. Newcastle.
Like, that's what I'm saying. They're playing proper counter-attacking football.
It's not that. It's looking
dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
And when I say watch Tottenham, Watch us the first half against City before the goals. Watch us against Arsenal before the goals. It's a different... When he gets his goals, he's saying, Bridging, the game's done. It's done.
Game management.
And what else do you want him to say? Like, I don't know what anybody else wants him to do, but me as a Tottenham fan, I know exactly what I want him to do. Get my 3 points.
Now, but the thing I'll say about the game today is though, is like, obviously the first half, I'd say Tottenham was like completely, like we looked demoralised by Tottenham. I'll say that 100%. However, I feel like second half, we switched up the formation. Ceballos came on, obviously. You get me, Partey,
changed
obviously.
It when he come on, he changed the game.
Boss his leg up and that, whatever. I don't know what happened for the second goal. I think obviously he's not fit anyway. Shout out Partey. I don't even want to say nothing bad about Partey. My man tried. He was the best player for us while he was on the pitch until he got his injury. Obviously, you get me. But like,
maybe Saka.
I just, we will get into that. Saka, Partey. I feel sorry for Saka as well. Like he's trying so much. Haaland boys. Shout out the Haaland boys.
But that's management. I'm saying Saka was he the youngest guy on the pitch? He was.
Yeah.
And he was your best, bro.
Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad, isn't it? Because who's Saka playing for? Then is he playing for the badge or is he playing for the manager? Because like I'm telling you, from my perspective, it looks like Donny's ain't even playing for Arteta right now, and I feel like I'll touch onto that later on into this video. Actually, I'm going to chat about the game right now, actually, because I just want to chat about the second half from Arsenal. The first half, everyone knows is abysmal. You get me? But second half, we switched up the shape. You get me? We came with a back four. You get me? We had Xhaka and Ceballos, Laka in the pocket in front of them. You get me? Had Willian, Saka and Aubameyang as our front three, and we looked all right. We didn't look that bad. I'm not saying like, yo.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant.
You know, no. You know what? For me, going forward as an Arsenal fan, you get me? I'm just saying, and for me going forward as an Arsenal fan, watching that second half, there's some sort of positives in there. No, I don't feel like Spurs had a decent chance the second half. You get me? I'm just saying, yeah, we got like outclassed by Mourinho today and Spurs today, yeah. Mourinho did his thing, Jose masterclass, but I'm just saying, from my perspective as an Arsenal fan, I'm saying I seen some positives, and I don't want to overreact and say, oh, we looked completely shit.
Nah, I get it, but that's...
You get me?
That's
I feel like first
point.
half we looked completely shit.
You know what I mean,
but
Joe?
I feel like second half...
The point is the game's done and you want to come and play, it's over. Yeah. That's my point. What I'm saying is, the point is, Jose started that game with a system, with a formula, with a strategy to win the game. He done the same against Man City. He done the same against Chelsea. He's gone into that dressing room and just said, listen, this is a not lose game. They're top of the league. I mean, they're fighting for the league. We're going to be, it's not about winning. It's not about losing. That's what the most important thing is. Yeah. Today, with like that, like Arteta, like everyone knows what Jose is going to do. Yeah. You know what he's going to come with. You know Spurs are going to be physical. You know we're going to get the ball. You know Harry and Kane and Son are going to link up and try to get you on the counter. The first goal, they don't drop on Harry Kane. It spins inside. They drop off Son. He does that. The second goal again, caught on the counter. Then they want to fix it. That's irrelevant because we all know what's going to happen before the game. Yeah. So what you want to say as an Arsenal fan is that not happening. Harry Kane not turning. Did you see against Southampton and Man United? Yeah. Everyone's seen. Don't let Harry Kane turn on the halfway line.
Well, Harry Kane's obviously world class, man.
Don't get me wrong. It's hard to stop it as well. But the second half, this is what I'm saying. The second half is it Spurs took their foot off the gas, a bit of both. Or did Arsenal stop Harry Kane and get into him and not let him turn? They didn't really let him turn the second half.
Yeah, you understand? That's what I'm saying. I feel like we competed second half with you. Did, but the game for you was obviously wait, Jose Mourinho's team's 2-0 up. Yeah, you're gonna just about get one
goal that Spurs scored. Did you see the way that you had your three attackers all over the left side of the pitch, and then as you move forward, you all split across, and then Arsenal failed to deal with it. The three of them just split.
All right, then was that Gabriel's side?
Was it Bergwijn?
Yeah, was that Gabriel's side?
Nah, Gabriel had a decent.
No, listen, was it Gabriel's side or was it Rob Holding's side?
Was it? I think it must have been Rob Holding.
It was
down the left side.
I think Gabriel had a good
left side.
He's identified that.
The three of them bulked up over that left side, and then as the ball coming that way, they split, and Arsenal were just, there's midfielders running back, the defence is trying to get over to the other side of the pitch.
Now against Man City, how did Tottenham play? Son wasn't on the left. Bergwijn was on the left.
How was Arsenal set up?
Son was on the right. You know what I mean? Son was on the right.
Freds. How was Arsenal set up to stop it today?
Well, basically today we obviously set up with the usual flipping 5-2-3 or whatever we play, three, whatever we want to call it. I don't even know.
I think it was man for man.
No. We got we just got done. It was a tactical.
Because we got a better manager and we got the better players. That's what it was today. To be fair to Arsenal today, we had a better manager, better tactics, better players.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Like second half, like I'm saying, like second half, yeah. That is the kind of football that I want to see Arsenal play. You see, if we go out and play like that all the time and actually try and play, and I can see a process to trust that everyone's telling me to trust. You get me? And I can say, okay, I can see a process to trust there because we're playing attacking football. Because we're not flipping Charlton, man. We need 11 men back behind the ball. Like, we don't need that. We don't need to do that. And
I think it was a sad day for Arsenal. And I say it's deeper
I did feel demoralised. I'm not going to lie.
It's a good time to get beat by Tottenham. Yeah, because Tottenham are flying the top of the league. So
it's never a good time to get beaten by Tottenham.
Side, yeah, you got beat by a good side. But I think this shows you where you are over the last couple of seasons. Yeah. You never look like scoring, and you never look like keeping a clean sheet. It's typical Arsenal when you look at it like that. That's been their problem for years. I mean. Sorry, their problem for years was keeping out the back of net, but now they've stopped scoring. That is a monumental issue because before they could fire their way out of games. Everyone knows Arsenal have always had problems since them Vieira and the man left at keeping clean sheets. They've always been a bit brittle, but they've always been frightening going forward. Yeah, now the goals have leaked up. It's a big issue.
That got us out of a lot of problems being able to score goals.
Like City, you look at City now this season. Look where they started. Why? Yeah. Because they've stopped scoring goals, so now they can't get their way out of their trouble.
Yeah.
Liverpool. Everyone says Liverpool only won the league. Klopp was finishing fourth. The only reason they won the league could they stop conceding goals.
And it brings me to a point that we was discussing earlier. Remember what I was saying earlier? I was saying about Arteta and how his philosophy and the way it plays, and it's not working. And our philosophy for Aubameyang's not working at all. Like, how is our striker not got chances to score goals? If you got to identify your team and your strengths and your weaknesses, yeah? All right, you're saying the weaknesses is defense, but we've got a 30-goal season striker. We could possibly outscore like 16 or 15 of the other teams in the league. Possibly there's the obvious teams we're not gonna outscore in a game, but the flipping Wolverhamptons, we can outscore them. The Villas, we could outscore them. However, what are we prioritising? The weakest part of our team, where I feel like with the actual calibre of players that we've got, no matter what defensive system we set up with, it's not going to work because the players are just not good enough, innit? So you've got to use
the players are not good enough.
What they're good at.
The manager's not good enough.
Use the attacking players. Use the Williams. Use the Pepes. Use them going forward. Why am I watching William defend?
He's washed. Come on, William had his best days at Chelsea.
Even still, you know what it is? Even still, Williams efficient now.
Xhaka,
Xhaka, oh my God, I don't even want to start getting onto Xhaka.
But what I'm saying is, I'm going to make a statement here, and I said it last week about a clipboard manager. He might become a good manager. He might be this, he might be that. He is not the man to take Arsenal forward at this particular moment. First of all, people on about the board, he brought in Thomas, which was a great signing, but only them two know if he hasn't asked for someone else. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling my perspective of a Spurs fan, as a football fan, watching the team at Arsenal this season, he doesn't know. He's been there the same time as Mourinho. Mourinho knows his team and knows his identity. Arsenal still haven't got an identity, and he still doesn't know his best team. But you
have to take into consideration the fact that Jose Mourinho is a veteran in this thing.
Yeah, but Steve Bruce knows his best team at Newcastle.
Players will believe in Jose.
Wolves know their best team.
Players will believe in Jose.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? He's got the pedigree, he's got the experience. You can't compare that to a geezer who's just came into his first managerial job.
Can I compare him to Sean Dyche? Can I compare him to...
No, they've all got more managerial experience.
So what you're saying is you'd have Sean Dyche in Arsenal over Arteta?
You know what?
Are we ready to look at other results this weekend before we get into Sean Dyche?
Listen, forget that.
I just don't think he's a man to take you forward. He's inexperienced enough, and this is probably the biggest job in Arsenal's recent history. You know
what it is? Yeah, you know what it is?
Huge job.
It's like, I look at Arteta, and I said when we first obviously got Arteta, I said it was a very lazy decision by the board. It's nothing Arteta's fault. I don't blame Arteta for what's happening right now. You get me? I don't actually blame Arteta. I look at it like, you know what? The board were very lazy. They made they chose the very easy option. No expectations, first managerial job. You're telling me to do the job that we need to see, that not even Wenger could do. The great Arsene Wenger couldn't do it. He couldn't sort this Arsenal team out defensively and give them a structure. He couldn't do it. And he went on. Unai Emery came. He had a lot of pedigree behind him. Manager of PSG, won titles everywhere he's gone. He come to Arsenal. I don't even know who to blame anymore, but I just know that it's not Arteta's fault if we don't succeed or if we don't rebuild or he's not a successful manager, because this job is too much of a hard job for somebody like Arteta. If Mourinho came in for us,
he's not the right man for you, innit?
Nah, I'm gonna give him time. I'm gonna back him, and it's straight up. Like, I'm gonna back Arteta because I'm not saying there's not signs there to show that he ain't the right guy for us.
It sounds like what you're saying is he's doing his best, but his best isn't good enough.
Because obviously, look how far we're falling behind. We've got to be real and say, look,
I think it's an honest assessment, bro.
Like, I'm not saying
I think he's gone before the end of the season. If this carries on, that's a fact. They're gonna have to sack him because honestly, honestly, and I'm not joking around. If Thingy win on the weekend and you lose, I think relegation's 7 points just above. You know what I mean? Now, if they win, it takes them up to 10 points. Arsenal's on 13 points. Like, it's not. Listen, that's where they sacked Poch.
Yeah.
When he was down there, remember Poch, when he was down there, said, yo, this has to go. So I've given you now. Yeah. Before Christmas, if the results, listen, whether you think so, but if the results carry on, they're going to have to sack him because you're going to be like, hold on.
Because from a business perspective, and really from a business perspective.
Just from a squeaky bum perspective.
Yeah.
Remember when that West Ham side went down? When I thought, they get out of it, and West Ham side went down.
I think we've got too much. I think we've got too much quality to go down, bro.
No, I'm not saying you're going to go down, but I'm saying you don't want to be nowhere near it. You don't want to be nowhere near it. You think you want to battle with Burnley?
So but you know what? Fair enough. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I went into this season be optimistic, like proper optimistic. But I'm gonna be real now. Like, I think even top 8 is like all right. We've done well to finish in the top 8, and that is mad. Yeah, that is mad to hear.
That's
like
from turning the ship around at this point.
But then obviously you got Tottenham on the other hand, who were looking like the real fucking deal, bro.
Is that what we're gonna talk about now?
Tottenham are looking like the real deal, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be biased or I'm not trying to, you get me? I'm just I'm a realistic fan right now. I'm gonna give man credit where it's due, and they're looking like this.
Everyone who knows me,
the proper challengers right now, and they're looking like they're gonna be the ones to proper challenge Liverpool for the title. They got the pedigree. Jose Mourinho.
When he come in, Jose come in, he would have finished 4th in the league on points tally wise. Like, since he took over the end of last season, like if the season started when Jose took over Tottenham, would have been finished 4th. He said, I need a couple signings. He needed a couple, man. He knows what he's doing. This guy does, you know. He got his couple man in. People think we brought in Gareth Bale to score goals. That game we won 1-0. Gareth Bale come on, he got a header because it was a slower game for him. In the big games, when the fast pace needed energy, we're not going to play him. He hasn't got the legs anymore. But he gives you that quality and that little bit of a 10 when he can cut off and come in and give you that quality.
Takes the weight off the attackers.
So he knows what he's doing. He knows why Gareth Bale will come in against West Brom and things like that. He comes in, you know what I mean? Against when he got his 1-0 win, who was it? We beat 1-0. We beat Harry Kane with the West Brom one. We come on and he won 1-0. Was it Brighton? I think it was. Who did we play? Burnley. It was Burnley 1-0.
You've done a video on Instagram about it.
Yeah, Burnley 1-0. Gareth Bale. These are the games he'd be used. So Jose knows exactly what he's doing, and I believe he's got Højbjerg in there. When I said last season, no one had more interceptions than him in the league at Southampton. He's a top player. People say, Højbjerg, he had first game against Everton, nervous. The guy's a player.
He's an effective player.
He's a player. He knows exactly what he's going to do. And like I said,
I was surprised.
We've scored one goal behind Chelsea. Other than that, we're top goal scorers. We're the only team in positive.
Have you given us your prediction yet? End of season.
I've said Liverpool were my favourites to win.
Yeah.
Same as City.
Spurs.
But I'm saying, like I said, win these competitions. He changes 11 players against UEFA League. With Man United, when he won it with them, he was playing his best team. So just to throw it out there, he really, don't let Jose kid you, he really believes he can have a go at this league.
Yeah,
you don't change 11 man in Europa League. He knows.
I agree.
He's telling you he don't, but he knows. You don't change 11 man. You don't not play Harry Kane, Son, Underbole, Sissoko, Højbjerg and all the man in it. Yeah. He knows he changed 11 man. He even changed Hugo.
You're expecting a title chase, isn't it?
And I'm telling you now, it's still early, very early.
Yeah, it is.
But come January, Feb, if we get through these games like we have done, we played Man United, Chelsea, City, Arsenal. Out of 12 points, he's got 10. That's title winning form. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. If he gets through these games and he gets halfway through the season, I'm saying that's all. We played everyone once halfway through the season. So come January,
by end of January,
and we're in it.
By January, it's on. January, Feb.
I'm telling you, it's on.
Normally, early Feb, who the title races.
You won't be able to call because I think man for man on the pitch now, showing you what he showed you already against City, Chelsea, Man United, and also Arsenal.
Yeah,
no one on this in that league can say what they want. Pep Guardiola would rather play Liverpool than Jose Mourinho's Tottenham.
Oh,
Jurgen Klopp.
Nah.
Listen,
gone too far.
Jurgen Klopp would rather play Man City than Jose Mourinho's Tottenham.
Nah, you're gone too
Frank Lampard would rather play Liverpool than Jose Mourinho's Tottenham.
Man.
But
Nobody
maybe not
wants to play
Liverpool. I've gone
Not
too far with that one.
Liverpool's too
no
far.
one wants to, but nobody wants Jose's
After
Tottenham,
Liverpool, Spurs are.
No one don't want them.
I'll give you that.
You don't want them?
Are we
I'll
ready
give you
for the other games yet?
I'm saying Tottenham for the title.
Tottenham for the title.
Because do you know why I'm backing them? Because it's Jose. And he'll be the first manager in history to win it with two different... It's going to be Jose. And I believe, I made a point, and Grace Soon said it weeks ago, whoever scores more goals, if it's not Tottenham this season, will win the league. Whoever scores more goals, they've got a good chance. It looks like Chelsea, but Chelsea's 11 goals conceded, 11 games. Tottenham's the only one on single figures still, 9 goals conceded.
I think Spurs will be top 3.
I think the game's going to come down to the wire. I think Van Dijk, Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's a big miss. Don't get on the win against Wolves now, and they're looking good. But I feel like we're churning out those results. I feel like we're there or thereabouts. And if it's any time to win it, it's going to be now.
Yeah, it's one of them seasons.
Because I honestly believe with Chelsea, we're Liverpool's biggest competitors.
I just look at it like in the league, who's got more actual pedigree to win the league after Klopp and Pep? And it's obviously Jose Mourinho. You get me? So I don't think Tottenham being title challengers or actually winning the league is that much of a mad shout. It's not unreal. It's actually as most realistic it's ever been for them.
It's realistic. I think it's after Liverpool.
I wouldn't say it's probable, bro. I think
this is what I said now. I said this now. But I say Liverpool, don't I? But with Chelsea and Tottenham, you'd edge Chelsea's squad. But the Mourinho factor, like I said,
it's true.
Fergie was in the league 26 years and won the league 13 times. Jose's had 6 full seasons and won the league 3 times. That's half the time with Alex. This guy knows his way around this league. Pep and Klopp, was it 5-6 seasons? They've won it twice. Once Klopp and twice. He knows his way around this league. Now I'm telling you, Frank Lampard's got a great squad, but the Mourinho factor will take you further than Frank's squad, because Frank couldn't unlock the door against Mourinho. Mourinho said, "I'll take the draw before the game," and he took it.
Don't forget though.
Mourinho wanted
every
the draw.
Every time Mourinho got sacked each time. Don't forget that either.
Don't forget that part.
There's always fireworks.
He got
don't
sacked.
Forget that part. No, don't forget that part.
And this is what I loved about Tottenham, and I'm glad you brought up Mourinho's sacking. Is Mourinho bigger than Tottenham as a manager? Could he have gotten somewhere else? And let's be honest, he is. Yeah, he is.
Of course, he's an elite manager.
He's not coming down here to make up the numbers. He's looked at that squad before he's been offered the job, which was 15 million a year, whatever he was on. Has looked and gone, I fancy a bit of this. He's already said he tried to buy Dele Alli, Kane, even though Dele Alli can't win. Dyer and these, man. He fancies it. And that's the problem. He's smiling today, you see him smiling. He's got his mojo back. That's Mourinho at Chelsea the first time. It's not this ain't Mourinho at Man United.
Spurs are looking good, man.
So we know what we think about Arsenal. We know what we think about Spurs.
You're damn right.
Man United, West Ham made a good comeback. I think it was a good performance from Ole, from the team. Used his players effectively. I think.
You know what? To be fair, I did watch the game, and
so we'll start with what happened. So United conceded from a corner again against West Ham to start off the game.
Yeah,
same as last week. Another goal conceded from a corner. But then the way they responded, I think, was...
Well, obviously, we're all just living in Bruno Fernandes's fucking world, bro. You get me? I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. Right now, I'm saying the clear runners for, the best players in the season so far. You're talking about the Son, the Kanes, and the Bruno Fernandes, man. I'll be honest with you.
Top player.
His influence over the team. I don't think people actually realise, what he brings out in other players.
From when Pogba started, and Pogba only played when he come on the pitch.
Exactly, everyone's talking about Pogba's 90 minutes performance, but I'm telling you, Pogba started playing when Bruno came on the pitch. I feel like Bruno takes a lot of pressure off his shoulders.
I think Man United are the dark horse. I said this to a lot of Man United fans.
Because they're up there, man.
People have spoke of Man United. I've looked, they're only 3 points off the top if they win, and certain things now with the won, what are they? The fourth now. Is it three? Well, we've won today, so that's a bit less.
Yeah, I think they got a game in hand, I think.
They got a game in hand as well. So if they win their game in hand, they're 3 points off the top. So I think people are sleeping on Man United.
Yeah, sleeping on them.
I think, like I said, if they get the best out of Cavani, because until I don't know why, Steve, everyone can see that their best striker down the middle is Cavani. Martial, I've said it for years, and Rashford is not a number 9. So if they can get a good run of games out of Cavani down the middle, and they can sort out their midfield, and Oli can just actually realise that this is his best team.
Yeah.
I think they stand a chance, because I do fancy Man United, and I said it to a couple of Man United fans. I think people are sleeping on them, which I think is a bad thing and a good thing for Man United.
It's not unrealistic to see players like Cavani and Rashford both chipping in with 15, 16 goals each.
I think I like
I think they got it.
Just need to get that inconsistency out.
On top. Bruno Fernandes will be a 15-goal midfielder.
Remember the run they went on last season? So they put they're in it now. Before there was miles behind at the beginning.
It's Bruno, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, but seriously, we are all living in Bruno Fernandes' world, man. Like that guy silences everyone every week, man. Like, and I don't even know. It's mad. Like he's so consistent.
You wouldn't have words to describe him for Man United now. He's a top player.
He's so consistent. Yeah, like I definitely think he's running for the player of the season along with like Kane and Son.
Oh, most definitely.
But yeah, he's bringing out the best in everyone, man. He's got this mad presence about him on the pitch, and obviously me as an Arsenal fan, I sit there and like I wish like we had a player like that. Like I wish I wish Ozil could do that for us, or I wish someone could do that for us, or step up like that for us the way Bruno's is. And you know, he's not wearing the armband, but he is the leader of that team. You can just tell, like he doesn't need the armband. Like you can just tell.
He's a top player.
Everyone reacts to Bruno Fernandes.
I think it's good times for Man United, because people bring in their Champions League results for the league, and always think they got beat to Arsenal, beat to Tottenham, and then they had a draw. What was the other result? How many games they lost this season, Man United in League 2?
I'm not even too sure, I'll be honest with you.
Well, I think he's looking. I think it's just consistency with Man United. I don't think when they play, when they got the one against West Ham.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
lost to Arsenal. And lost to Tottenham.
Lost to Arsenal, lost to Tottenham.
I just think with Man United, if they can get the consistency together, because when I watched them play, when I watched them against West Ham when they scored, I knew Man United was going to go on and win the game. You can see
it's that second half.
Now they've got goals in them. They can keep clean sheets when they want. It's just the consistency. I think it's finding that balance between his best midfield, because we realise now you cannot not have Bruno Fernandes in your team.
Yeah.
So I think it's a consistency in juggling him in the Champions League, but juggling him that mid. What's going to cost Ollie is that how he sorts of figures out that free midfield, because he doesn't know his best midfield, and your defence picks itself. And
you know what I think it is. I don't think it's not that he doesn't know his best midfield. I think his midfield has too many top players that you can't just drop. Like you can't just drop Pogba for Donny van der Beek, and you can't just drop Bruno Fernandes for someone else. But I feel like now they're starting to come an understanding between that midfield. Like, all right, they've always got either Fred or McTominay there. Then they've got obviously like the Pogba and the Brunos, or they'll have, I don't even know who else plays for flipping Man United in the middle. You get me? Matic might come on, and then Fred might be in the higher, like a bit more advanced than Matic. They got options, man. They got Van der Beek. They got options there. United. They got a good squad. They've got a very good squad, man. But 3-1 to United. Man, they're looking at the dark horses, man. Yeah, it was a very good goal as well. Critics. Yeah, silence a lot. You know what? I'll give it Pogba as well. Silence a lot of critics. First half, he was obviously
in 11 league games, he played good in one.
Let's hear it.
I just think with Pogba, it's the same with Arsenal. I think he's done a bit more, but it's the same with the Özil shout, man. Like, you can't just play because Bruno's come on, and you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, bro. He's not cutting the mustard for Man United. If anything, he's a distraction. Because what you do, all Pogba does, he gives you that headache when in big games. Yeah. Your midfield is McTominay sitting, Pogba, Fernandes. That's your probably strongest, isn't he? Because McTominay's got more legs than.
Do you think he just needs consistency though? Do you think he just needs that right free, and then the consistency and the faith in him?
No, I don't think the
faith. You know he's a player though.
Yeah, but
a player like that, don't like a player.
I just think he just want. You can just see he just wants to go. He wants to go.
I was just about to say he just doesn't want to be there.
Eventually, he definitely does. But I think wherever he is, he wants to play.
Man U are in a good predicament now because they've got a guy in. Let's be honest, that has hit heights that nobody in world football think he would hit at Man United. How he started at Man United has got to be. I think it's probably the biggest impact I've seen a player have at a club. A club of that size. Kevin De Bruyne took a season and a half to get 2 seasons to this guy's done it. This guy is compared to Kevin De Bruyne now, and he's done it since the day he walked in the door in January. It's frightening. Now I believe they've hit the nail on the head. Like, you can afford to sell Pogba now. You can sell him.
It's true, because everyone's forgot about how
they've been benched.
Go get 100 million and sell him, because I'm telling you, like Mourinho said when he come into the dressing room. Have you seen the dressing room at Tottenham now? He's ready to get rid of Dele Alli, because Dele Alli's been there one of Pochettino's longest, and Pochettino brought him through. But you're not cutting the mustard, mate. If he wants to sell Dele Alli, he's been a great servant for Tottenham, like Pochettino has. But Bridging, jumping, I'll drop him to everyone.
You've seen that Amazon documentary as well. He was prepared from the first time you met him. When you seen him in training, he's just telling him he's a lazy bastard straight away.
Yeah. So I'm saying I'll drop Dele off myself. This is what happens when you're a successful manager, and you're a successful club like Man United. You get a train,
no one questions them.
You drive to that success, And whoever's on board's on board if you're not in a bit. That's Man United, bro. Do you mean you're not on board?
Yeah.
In a bit.
So Greenwood's goal, Rashford's goal, both bits of quality.
This guy,
Greenwood coming Greenwood came like Robin Van Persie, you know. Mark,
I think they've got a world
Oh,
superstar in their hands on him. Because I've watched him, and I would honestly, this is my opinion with Greenwood. I think what he done last season, if they was going to bring in Edison and Rashford and Marshall and whatnot, if I was me, I would have brought in probably another back striker. I would have loaned him out for the whole season at a club where he's going to play, and next season you would have got one of the most frightening strikers in the league. Because he's coming in and out, and I don't know if they can juggle that with his development.
His goal, that
because you want to see him start, but
finish.
you're thinking sometimes that, but he's frightening, bro. He's got that. Remember Mike Owen first come on the scene and Rooney, and you looked at him and he's a player.
But you know what? I look at Greenwood, I'm like, yo, look at his technical ability. He's different level.
Frightening, mate.
He's scary. Like he's different level. Like
he's
that goal.
But he's so young.
Yeah,
like,
but he's young. Like he's a kid.
I wouldn't say he's inconsistent. Like I think
he's not. Yeah, Martial's way more inconsistent. Martial's way more inconsistent.
I think Martial's worse. I think they've got a real superstar there. I think. Like I said, I know it sounds crazy saying loan him out and play and he's one of the best tackles, but I mean, if he's not in your front three, the season the development he would have got for a year now, he would have come back next year, mate, and you would have said, raw. Who is this guy?
Like, who is this kid? And
like, if you would have gone somewhere like, who played a bit of football, somewhere like, I know it sounds crazy, like a Fulham, where he's just going to start up front and he can just release that beast in him, you know what I mean? And just learn his game.
I think he's raw still doing it, even at United.
No, he is, but I mean, he's not going to play 38 games. He's going to come on for half of them, isn't he? You know what I mean?
And then obviously you had like Rashford's goal, but Matters
Do you remember? It was like Lukaku at Chelsea when he went West Brom. And then it was like, raw, Everton wanted him. That season he done at West Brom, it was like, whoa. Lukaku went to West Brom and you went, whoa.
Yeah.
Everton put a big bid in for him, didn't they? You know what I mean? Have him over here. And that's what I think would happen to Greenwood. But being Man United, you never would have, you'd just come back, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think Greenwood's a player. I think
Greenwood, I'll rate Greenwood still. I think
he's going to be a superstar.
And then obviously, like, you got the main man himself, Rashford. You get me? His goal was that pass by Mata, the vision, the pass, the execution. And then obviously Rashford missed a chance before that prior. Like Bruno put in a bad boy pass to him and he hit the post, like trying to go across the keeper. But that's why.
And on Rashford, you know I love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a baller.
Shout out Rashford, but I'm saying that's why he won't get 30 goals a season because of those 2-in-1 chances. If that's Son, it's slotting. If that's Kane, Aguero, then man, it's slots.
He's a lot young. He's a lot younger than them, man. Remember, I think he's what, 22.
Oh yeah, but that's where he needs to improve because he's through on goals, bro. And he does it. No, and I'm saying he does this too often. It's not like he misses these a bit too often for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's when he's got to improve his numbers.
So, you know who that reminds me of though? That's a bit like? It's a bit like Werner, isn't it? Does everything, but he can't finish.
That's a great. No, at the moment at Chelsea, he's scored a couple. I mean, he's missed some sitters.
He is missing chances.
Like yesterday, because that was a great defending challenge he done on the line for Drew's header.
Man booted it off the line. He booted it off the line.
He saved it. It was a great defending.
It was fully going in and fully cleared off the line.
What's he done with that?
But I'll tell you what though.
On to Chelsea, what do you think of them?
The team is raw.
Title contenders, man.
He's gelling. The team is gelled. Like they're gelling. Zuma's looking like a problem.
I've had a Mary that Havertz though.
You get me? Yeah, but you know what? Everyone else is coming all right. Like you see, Werner's not like Werner. I'm not saying Werner's shit. Like obviously Werner's doing well.
We've seen him doing bits in the Champions League.
You get me? Like Werner's doing well.
The thing is, his creative is always.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He gets away with missing these chances. I'm not saying he should or you can excuse him, but he's a creative player, and you see what he did even after missing that and not getting his goal. When he burst into the box to set Pulisic up.
Oh, Pulisic,
Giroud was excellent again. When he burst into the box, set Pulisic up, I really thought he was going to go for the goal and just be like hungry and a bit greedy. But that look up and that creativeness to put it across, pick the perfect pass, perfect timing, and create a goal. It's still effective play, whether you're getting assists or you're getting goals. You know, you still want that player on the pitch.
Definitely.
Like, because obviously, like for me, like I'm looking at Werner and what he's doing. I'm like, why is Aubameyang not doing that? Why is Aubameyang not doing that? You get me, the work ethic, the hunger, the desire. You get me? Like I'm watching it. Werner's doing everything right except for the finish. That's what I'd say. That's all I'd say. But
and
everything
else, scored goals.
Right.
I don't
he's scoring goals.
It's just that he's missed a couple.
Obviously, man, like
missed a couple. But yeah, I'm impressed with Chelsea star. I think, like I said, I think the title contenders.
Ollie G, blood, Oliver Giroud, he is doing.
I don't understand because no disrespect to Tammy, but I've been saying this for years. I think the draft's dead, bro. and I said it from day one, his movement's dead. He can score goals in front of him, like if the ball's running, like you can when you're under 12s at Sunday League. But when it comes to earning your crust and your goals like Cavani, Aguero, like Kane, them kind of goals, he would never score them goals ever. And he just hasn't. When I watch his movement, bro, it's poor. Yeah. Like Olivier Giroud is Chelsea's best number 9, and this is what people don't like to forget. I know it's out of content, but France won the World Cup, yeah? They started the first game with Dembele, Griezmann and Mbappe. Yeah. They lost that game. The only team to ever lose their opening game and win a World Cup. After that, Giroud started every single game.
And they never lost after that, did they?
This is my comparison to Giroud. Exactly the same. And they never give him his credit. He does for Chelsea and he does for France. Scored more international goals than Thierry Henry, by the way. What he does for France and what he does for... Listen to this for the shout. He does exactly what Firmino does at Liverpool, and everyone sits on him, and everyone wants to talk about Firmino's world class, and everyone sits on Giroud. That's exactly what he does. If you watch him at Arsenal, he used to miss a couple times, but he used to link up play bad.
Yeah, his link up play was crazy.
Watch him at Arsenal, but he was always linking up. Yeah, he was always linking up play. He's always done that. What Firmino does now, he's always done that.
Yeah, love it back at Arsenal now.
I wouldn't say we'd...
Ooh, that's a shout.
I wouldn't say we'd love him. We'd love Aubameyang to play down the middle. That's what we'd love. That's what we'd love. We'd love Aubameyang to play through the middle. You get me?
Players like Aubameyang back into the mix and creating chances for them again.
Oh, that's a shout.
You don't understand, man. Like we need a 10. We need a creative midfielder. But
Lacazette was told to come short today. That's what he tried to do.
Yeah, second half. That's why we done well, because second half, Lacazette dropped back.
Listen, I think people sleep on Giroud.
Giroud is a baller. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say we want to see obviously Aubameyang through the middle. Like I wouldn't say we'd love to see Giroud back. You get me? But would he help? Would he be better in this current system? Would he be in this current system? Would he be better than Lacazette in that position? What we wanted to let the hold up play? Yeah, 100%.
But saying that, you can't say that because Danny Ings would improve Arsenal right about now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying.
Here we go.
The Johnny Evans would improve us.
Yeah. Give it a rest, lads. Give it a rest. All right, then. We move on. We move. Obviously, we got Man City. Obviously, beat Fulham 2-0. Obviously, a Kevin De Bruyne masterclass, assist and a goal, penalty. Sterling with a beautiful goal. What do you think of Man City, man?
No one's won more penalties in Premier League history now than
it's expected against Fulham, isn't it?
Yeah, Fulham. I couldn't even say anything good about Fulham's performance. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. It was just a typical Man City performance.
I think Joe knocked the nail on the head. You can't judge them against Fulham. Fulham are probably one of the worst teams in the league. Let's be honest. I think they're better, but one of the worst teams in the league.
For the 5-0s against Burnley, even when it's Burnley, if you're knocking 5 goals, you got to give them some credit.
That was
showing some credit.
Yeah, but I won't judge Man City on that because what cost them last season. I judge them on they've been beat by Leicester this season. They've been beat by Tottenham this season, and did they play Arsenal?
Yeah, and they beat us.
They beat. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, but they've been beat out of them 3 big games. They drew with Liverpool.
Are we even a big game anymore?
They drew with Liverpool. They beat Arsenal and then they lost to Tottenham and lost to Leicester. So I'm saying those teams that will pick City off, that's what I'm going to judge them on this season. And at the moment, I've judged them. Let's be honest.
A 2-0 performance against Burnley isn't a good enough performance against a better team. Fulham. Sorry, against Fulham.
Yeah,
isn't a good enough performance against a better team.
You know what it is? It's the games you have to win, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's the games you have to win, though. Like you have to. Yeah.
But Burnley's different because Burnley can trip you up. You know what I mean? Fulham ain't tripping up nobody. They've got no legs.
Burnley have never tripped up Man City, though.
No, definitely. But I mean, Burnley's one of them teams that on their day, they're hard to play against, aren't they? But I mean, with Fulham, it's like West Brom, bro. Man can't be tripping up against them teams. They're just your bankers. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of Burnley, obviously they nearly stole one against Everton. Really, they would have won 1-0 until obviously DCL Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored another goal to save Everton. It was 1-1 between Burnley and Everton. Did you get a glimpse of the game or?
I think Everton the same again. I thought Ancelotti had turned a corner.
Yeah.
And I think, is it all gone off now? Can you hear yourself still?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Oh, mine's just gone off.
I can hear you though.
I can hear me now. That's it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think Everton. Yeah, these are the games I expect Everton to win. To be fair, to be up there, like you said, to be to be in that bracket now. No disrespect, but it's forget. That's why I put Arsenal in between the below top 4 but above 8. That's the Everton, the Wolves. That's where I put all them now. Everton, Wolves. Yeah. Even you could argue Southampton, but I expect them to fall.
Everton over there, yeah.
No, I think they're in that bracket with Wolves. I think they are.
Nah,
Everton, Wolves, Arsenal.
I think with Ancelotti, I think the way he's got on playing, I think with the players that he's gonna bring in eventually as well, like he's already brought in like Decore and Allens, and he's getting the best out of Rodriguez, like Darwin Cameroon and James Rodriguez, etc. So I feel like, I guess another transfer window, Ancelotti brings in, I guess, a couple better defenders, maybe like...
They want Sanchez from Spurs, don't they?
Yeah, it's not
they want Dele Alli as well, apparently.
But you know, will Ancelotti get... I think he can fight for the Europa League spots 100%. I think top four is a massive push. I think Europa League spots... I think Europa League spots are definitely up for grabs, but the 1-1 obviously is a bit of a halt to their...
I think top four is done with the 6 teams in there. It's done. Top four now, it's Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool. That's it. There's the top 6 now. So someone's going to lose out of those top 6. So either going to be Leicester or Man United. Obviously Tottenham are in there. That's a... Don't be fooled. If Finger could slip up, like you'd be surprised. What if Man City don't make it? What happens then?
Nah, I don't know. I think when you look at City's squad depth and that, I think they just got too much to just not get top 4. You know what I mean?
No, but what I'm saying is, I agree. I think they will. But when you think about Liverpool steamrolling it, like they're gonna, and then you think Tottenham's definitely gonna be up there, and then Chelsea, there's only one spot up, and I say it is Man City. But what about when Man United put a run together? So I'm saying, if you throw Leicester out of it, let's be honest now, Joe. There's 5 teams: Tottenham, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, and Liverpool. There's 5 teams that's there now. Yeah, all 3-4 points in it all. Which one of them can you see? Man U's the inconsistent, but if they put their run of games together, be honest, do you like see Tottenham falling off and dropping down to 60 points? No. Chelsea, no. Man City, no, but I mean really dropping, what Tottenham are going to have to drop, you said, dropping 30 points takes you out of top 4. You're getting 60s, isn't it?
Man City could, I could.
And this is what I'm saying.
With Man City, I don't know, man. Just falling off a little bit out of that top 4.
You mean it could be between, that'll be funny, it could be between them and United? Because if you're saying Chelsea and Liverpool and Tottenham don't ease up, it'd be between them and Man United.
Yeah. It might be between Man City and Man United, 100%.
That would be interesting.
Top 4 is going to be a crazy one. But down towards the bottom of the table, obviously you had West Brom, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace won 5-1. It was
West Brom are gone. It was
a Wilfried Zaha masterclass, obviously. 5-1, obviously. We'll keep it short and sweet. West Brom obviously looking out of their depth. You know what I'm saying? And Crystal Palace just tore them apart.
Championship side. They're like a championship side. Sorry?
Boing the baggies.
Baggies are gone.
Yeah, I think reality's kicked in for a minute. You know, fatigue, all that stuff. Playing
Sheffield
games,
United, I think are gone, and I think Fulham's gone.
Talking about Sheffield United, that brings us straight into Leicester versus Sheffield United. Obviously, Sheffield United.
Ipswich done the same thing. They come up in the Champions League, the European places, and the next season went down. It's at second. Well, it is. People find them out, but when you look at their players, they've got Championship players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened. So now they've been found out. You're like, oh, they're not going to... Sheffield United are not going to get out of this by their quality like other teams can rely on, like Arsenal. Arsenal can rely on a
obviously they ain't even got fans. You get me? They rely a lot on their atmosphere and their fans.
They're gone because it's about who are they better than the league. They could get... No, listen, from what they've done last season, they could run a games together. But
they pulled it together for a great season.
But I think the teams that are stronger than them, Newcastle...
And that'll take a lot out of a team as well. A big season like
Newcastle, I did Callum Wilson and them man there. I think the other one from Brighton, the other one from Bournemouth added. And I think Burnley they will definitely get out. So when you look at the teams down there, Villa's not there anymore. So obviously, when you look at the teams down there, who if it's not Sheffield United, who's it going to be? Remember, West Ham was down there. They're looking good. So the gap's going to be bigger now, as you can see. The gap, could look at Arsenal, no disrespect, 14. They're on 13 points. Below that now, it's like 4 or 5 point drop. Yeah. So I think it's them three. I think put a good bet on now, cheeky bet.
I think we can probably talk about Liverpool now.
Yeah, this
left in this game.
I'm not going to lie to you, this game's looking finished. Liverpool is just looking like...
Yeah, it could finish
Liverpool are looking like the same old monsters. Klopp has created an actual group of monsters. Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
Any weaker for their injuries, man.
Like, it's just, you know what it is? This is a sign of a great, legendary manager, that every single player is on a mission.
I know I'm gassed, and I'm not taking it back now because Liverpool's winning 4-0 because I back my boys, but Liverpool are favourites. I've just said, if we're there or thereabouts... halfway through the season, why not? Because remember, we've only got to play Liverpool twice, and that's what I'm arguing. My argument is you're only going to play Liverpool twice, so they are a frightening machine. But I don't judge Liverpool. I judge us on everybody else in the league, so we can beat everybody else. That's where you stand a chance.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, Wolves ain't a shit team. Wolves ain't an average team. Wolves are a very good side, very tough side. Liverpool are making them look like
But you can get out Wolves this season because they've gone from that 5 at the back, haven't they? They've started 4 and they look a bit more expansive, but it's took away from their defending.
Yeah, Liverpool are looking like the same old monsters that they were. You know, like if anything, they look like they got more hunger to try and retain the title.
Let's not forget, it don't surprise me Liverpool because there was always good going forward. So this is their test is going to go. Can they keep clean sheets
like they did with Virgil?
So this 4-0 is
Gomez.
It's fine. Like I expect them to keep bagging with their injuries. People going like if they lost Mane and Salah, I'd be like, oh okay.
Yeah.
So my argument was, I'm saying it's a big miss because if they can keep clean sheets, they'll still win the league.
Yeah.
But that's like I said with Tottenham, the only reason we're there now is because we can keep clean sheets and we are definitely going to score goals.
Yeah,
so
you've got
with
the
that,
goal
you're going to win.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's same with Liverpool. My argument was they're always going to be the favourites because they're going to outscore everybody.
The thing is, with a great team performance, you can have a weak link in defence and still get a clean sheet. If you haven't got a great team and you've got a couple of poor defenders, it's going to show. But if you've got a great team, even when Van Dijk's out and you have to bring in a couple of people and it might
it's not. It's because they've got Matip today and Fabinho.
If you're still controlling the game as a whole and you can protect that player with the players around him, then...
No, it's Fabinho's back. Fabinho and Matip, that's what I said today. So they're no mugs. Mm-hmm. Matip needs consistency, it's injured, but he's a good player.
Yeah.
And Fabinho, I think, is class at the back. I've seen him there a couple of times.
Fabinho's played that position numerous times in his career, like centre back.
People forget Vincent Kompany at Man City.
He's played centre back numerous times.
He played centre mid. Remember, Vincent Kompany was brought as a centre mid to Man City.
Yeah.
People forget that. He was a centre mid, like Ledley Comfort and Rio. But when he, I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I said automatically when Van Dijk went out or when they had this problem with Gomez and Matip, I said, drop Fabinho in there because I've seen him there a couple of times and he looks like a top centre half.
Yeah, and he's doing well.
And then you put more of the pitch behind them. Do you know what I mean?
Like Mascherano when he went up to Barcelona, he can do a job like.
Do you imagine dropping Fabinho and Virgil in the back, and then you got Thiago, Henderson, and
that's what, believe me, he knows more than me. But don't be fooled into when he brought Thiago. Don't be fooled into thinking that was an option for it. Only that he's had problems with injuries, hasn't he? But that would have been the option for me. I thought when he's brought him, I thought, hold on a minute here. Because he's brought Thiago not to make up the numbers. So I thought he plays holding midfield, but he gives them a whole different dynamic. Because on the ball and dominating the game, he's better. He's one of the best in the world. So I've always thought that as an option. He knows Fabinho is a better centre half than Gomez. I think he knows that.
It's true, man.
I think he knows that. So that's why I thought that was his strongest team would have been Fabinho and Virgil with Thiago, Wijnaldum and Henderson in there.
So to wrap it all up then, so how we're going to go is then we're going Liverpool are still the favourites.
Yeah, totally.
We're saying Liverpool are still the favourites, and I think the serious challengers for Liverpool's title,
I think is Chelsea and Tottenham.
Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur, and it's mad to hear that coming out of my mouth, but it's true. That's what we're seeing right now, and I think...
But boys, what two games now? Tottenham have Liverpool. That will be an interesting.
I think
one.
That might be the biggest game of the season. I can't even,
so far.
Who would have thought we'd ever say that? Tottenham Liverpool biggest game of the season so far.
And they always do us. Obviously, the Champions League. They've always beat us home and away last season.
And there's a bit of history building now between you lot as well.
Yeah,
Champions
they beat.
League final,
listen, in big games they always beat us. In big games they've always beat us. So it's the thing now where. With Arsenal, we've had our joy, haven't we, over the years? The last 5 years, we've had our joy.
I wouldn't say that. You don't beat us, bro.
And even, do you know who like
you beat us today, yeah, but you don't usually beat us, like you normally get battered by us.
We've been beating you the last 5 years.
Hold on. So you forgot when Unai Emery and all us, man, we just smacked up Tottenham. Are you forgetting that now?
You know what I'm saying? Over the last 5 years, it's been 50-50. Well, just remember,
I thought over the last 5 years, Tottenham.
Listen to this, though. No one in that derby scored more goals than Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, if everyone got as many penalties.
So obviously, we've been doing all right.
If everyone got as many penalties as him.
You know what I mean?
Maybe if Thierry Henry was English.
With Tottenham, and with Chelsea, I think, they're the closest to push for a race, I think. No, and Man City, but like I said with Man City, they're just, they really are misfiring. Yeah, they're getting it together now, but I still think you can get at them. And I've said it from one year, Laporte and this Diaz, I still think you can get at them. 100%. I don't think at the back they're as solid as Tottenham.
So you're
and they've eased up on the goals going forward, even though they've just scored 5 and 2. I agreed, but I think going forward, they're not as strong as there was. Let's be honest. Aguero in the team is.
I think missing Silva, Aguero, etc. Missing Silva's obviously a big
Listen to the two names you just said, big man. Silva and Aguero out your side. It's a problem. That's like talking about taking. That's like talking about taking Scholes and York out your team in them days. Come on, Silva and Aguero.
It's crazy, man.
That's a problem, bro. That's a problem, and I just feel like they're misfiring.
Yeah.
And over the course of the season, not just these last two games, I mean, over the course of the season, you're going to... Man City have scored, what did they say? It was like 20 goals less. I mean, it's 17 goals less at some point.
Yeah, something like that. Got the lowest point tally as well.
It's kind of not that surprising, because over a few seasons, when you're looking at Company and the two players you just mentioned coming out of the team, it's kind of like the whole spine of the squad.
Yeah, basically. And I think
they're trying to replace that and have brought quality.
Boys,
I mean, is it... You can't just bank on
throwing money. We seen it with Chelsea when they lost JT and they lost the Drog and then Lamps. You look and you go, those are like players. Like, remember, forget this. They're irreplaceable. They take 10 years to replace.
De Bruyne has stepped up, and I think players like Sterling step up, but he's maybe slightly inconsistent. Yeah. But it's just not the same spine to the team anymore, and it shows.
Yeah, obviously losing your main players, you see it with every team, and it's in it with the Invincibles. You lost the Vieiras, then etc. etc. You know,
you're right, and that's no disrespect to any of the clubs. You can't replace these.
You
players.
Just can't replace.
They come along every 10, 20 years. You know what I mean?
They're like, get me once in a generation sort of players for your club sort of thing, and you get me. Like for your actual club, like you ain't gonna see another Company for a while, another Silva for a while. You get me?
And when you talk about Aguero as well, you're talking about arguably the best striker. For me, the best striker ever in the Premier League.
Obviously,
it's got to be Thierry.
Obviously,
like I'm saying when you talk about Thierry, Harry, Shearer, Drog, people say Suarez, but a season and a half doesn't cut. He was monumental down there 2 seasons.
But I think his season and a half.
He was frightening. So even say Suarez, but you're talking and Vampy, you're talking like there's
Ruud Van Nistelrooy and all them things.
Ruud Van Nistelrooy, Rooney. Over the past 30 years in the Premier League, like I said, you're talking like 10, 15, 20 man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It shows you that these guys are hard to come by, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
And when you talk about Aguero, for me, if you were to stand and say he's the best ever striker in the Premier League, you'd have a good argument. I think it's Henry, but you'd have a damn good argument. You know what I mean? You could fight your corner.
I think people say as a natural striker, Aguero might be the best because obviously Henry was like an all-round different monster. He wasn't just a striker.
I would agree that, and I just think...
You know what I'm saying? I think Henry was like a completely better player, but as a fox in the box sort of striker.
4 titles, 3 different managers.
He did more for Man City than Henry did for Arsenal.
Yeah, but he's obviously been at a club that spent billions and billions of pounds on their team as well, so you can't compare. And you cannot. And if you're saying Aguero's done more for Man City than Henry done for Arsenal, bro, you're kidding, man.
You're looking at Man City's starting point. No, I'm looking at from Man City's starting point.
You can't name me. You know what? I don't even want to get into it, but you can't even name me a season where Aguero solely spearheaded Man City to a title, bro. And I can. Do you get me?
I know what he's saying. He's saying because Henry had that season.
Aguero's never even been considered the best player in the Premier League, bro. Like Henry was the outright best. 4 golden boots. I think 2 European golden boots. PFA Player of the Year. Oh, I don't want to get into it.
It was Henry was the best.
I'm not actually saying this.
I think with for me though, for Arsenal, I know we're off topic, but for Arsenal,
it's alright, Joe.
No, it's gotta happen.
But for Arsenal, for me, I think if a top 8 finish, if we get Europa League, I'll be actually happy. If we win the Europa League, I'll be ecstatic. That's Champions League football.
I think that's your best shot.
But in the league, I haven't got a lot of hope no more. I thought top 4. I was obviously a bit hyped, a bit gassed. I've been humbled. My reality is that if we finish top 8, I'll be gassed. We get Europa League, I'll be super gassed. And that's where I'm at right now, man.
I'm at. It could be a really good season or a really bad one, because if we're there or thereabouts and if we don't win it, obviously you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Jose really puts down a statement this year, I know it sounds crazy because we're only there, but you'd be looking forward to next year, if that makes sense. Because you know, with the money it's going to bring in and then the board backing in, with the stadium fans coming in, we got the Joshua fight, we got the NFL. Tottenham as a business now, the way they branded it, that's why we brought Gareth Bale back. People don't realise he's got like 8th biggest following on Twitter, Instagram at footballers. We're trying to boost the profile of the club to create investment to pull it back into the team. So with 200 million down this season, and so he's showing you like we're going to back us. We're going to back us. So if it's a project, so if he does get close to it, and then next season he goes and gets a centre mid in, like someone like a Thiago. We're not saying we could get him, but if we would come close to it, you get like someone like a Thiago where you want to play, and another centre half, you're making big statements next season. Then, so I just feel like top 4 for us is improvement because we didn't finish there last year.
Yeah.
But I feel getting close to them now. I'm talking the Leicester season we finished second. I mean, getting close to them.
Yeah.
Bridging that gap. Bridging the gap.
I think Tottenham are coming of age. As hard as it is for me to admit, I think Tottenham are finally starting to come of age. But I guess we'll just...
listen, I'm happy to hear that, because over the past 5 years, Arsenal's finished above us once, yeah? We finished second, third, and then we've been 4th. So it's not like we out of the time you got in top 4, finished 4th once. The rest of that was 3rd and 2nd. So we have Champions League finals. When you think of Tottenham past 7 years, even Gareth, we was at Harry Redknapp when we jumped in the Champions League twice then.
Yeah.
Like, we've been in the Champions League 4, so it's been about, out of the last 10, 12, it's been like 6 years. So I'm saying, we have been there, we have been knocking on the door of getting into this top 4 regularly, but I feel like now with the stadium and Mourinho being the big name he is, I feel like we're making statements. And this is the biggest thing as well. People forget when the players we've had over the past 15 years that we sold, Berbatov, Modric, Gareth Bale, Michael Carrick, these man, if let's say Modric and Bale stayed at Tottenham in their prime, frightening. Now, when you talk about our team in the past 5-6 years, let's be honest, Harry Kane, Son, Alderweireld could have got into a lot of teams. Vertonghen could have got into a lot of teams.
I'd say Lloris
and
Walker.
now, do you see him leaving? You don't hear that. You don't hear that. Kane's got. You're not going to hear it. Because I'm saying that showed you Tottenham without, like you said, we're not a selling club anymore.
Don't look like you're renting a place in that top 4 anymore.
We're not a selling club. We are not a selling club anymore. And it stays that because if that was the case, Harry would have gone ages ago. Like he said today, I'm in the peak of my powers, and I don't hear these whispers about him leaving anywhere. You don't hear that about. So it's not the board's come out. It's not about no money. We're not selling them. We're building. And to say we've got 2 World Cup winners in our side, and a guy who's won the Champions League, it's like right then, because people forget that Hugo Lloris did win the World. Sissoko was a part of it. Come on, you know what I mean? Done little bits. Yeah. And I think that now it's like people. I think we're ready to start getting some success, man. I think we're ready, but and I agree. If it's anyone to take you over the line, the way that we need it done, it's Jose. Because I don't think Klopp coming in would have to spend big money, and Guardiola coming in would have to spend big money. If it's anyone to get us over the line, the way we need to get over the line to then start competing is Jose.
You see, if I'm going to give my little take on Aston Villa, I'll be happy with anything kind of top 10. If we're top 12, I'm kind of happy. I'm not satisfied with anything near a relegation battle at the moment.
Are you happy?
We need to be prepared. One more thing, we need to be prepared for Grealish to go, and we also need to try and give him a reason to stay. That's what I mean.
That's a fair point.
So as a Villa fan,
we need to try and finish higher and show that we're going to finish even higher the season after.
Are you happy to take now, because everyone knows Villa are a Premier League club, you went down there for, what is it, 3 seasons, 2 seasons? 2, 3? 3 seasons. Are you now happy just to declare you now as a Premier League club again? You mean finish a solid 10th, never look like relegation? Are you here now really? Are you just this season to state your Premier League presence again?
I'm not happy to look back at that again. Look like go near a relegation battle.
Because everyone's got to be happy with Villa doing what they're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. To come as far as we've come in these 2 seasons back in the Premier League. Obviously, last season was very shaky, to be fair. But to have built the core we built and then add the finishing touches and show the result that we've shown this season with that team, to then go back there now would be very disappointing.
I can hear names in January apparently as well. I hear Oxy's going back over there, bit English link up with him, Barkley,
Grealish.
I mean, we're looking like an appealing club again to go and play for.
I think Villa's one of those clubs that it is the long move right now. I feel like if you was a young player, not just an English one,
you get a chance
that wants to get in the squad of the English, your international team, I think it's a place to think.
We're a good route into the Premier League, and players saw us as that when we were phasing out of the Premier League in the 2 seasons before we got relegated. Players like Amavi, I'm not even going to name names, but Amavi and all the players that came over from, the French and the Spanish league, and they're trying to come to them bottom 6 sides and then get a better transfer or whatever. And we had a lot of them players that weren't working hard for us.
Like a Southampton, right? With Mane and the players they've had over the years.
Led us down to the Championship, poor management as well. And now we've actually got kind of more, not going to say elite, but more quality players who want to come and play for us. It's
I think Villa's an appealing.
Something else.
Villa is appealing now. It is. But I guess we'll wrap it up there.
Definitely. Nice little summary, lads.
Well, thank you for coming down. It was good to share your thoughts.
Definitely. It's about time I had Arsenal man on side. You know what I mean?
You know what, man? It's a tough one for me today. I'm a bit emotional today, I can't lie. But you know what? I'm a back my manager with move, innit? But it's been Tracksuit Pundits. It's been my guy Terry. It's been my guy Joe. And it's been your boy Freds. And like, comment, subscribe and all that. And
always.
We'll see you next week, man.